Hello there, I'm Black Bright News, and I wanted to talk about Nigel Farage and his claim that he wants to withdraw from ECHR. What is ECHR? It is the European Convention of Human Rights. Now, he wants to withdraw, as I understand it, because he believes that it will give the UK more power to deport illegal migrants and a host of other things that are mostly immigration based, illegal immigration based, or immigrant based, whatever you want to call them. And what he is not sharing with you is that you would be spiting your nose. If you cut your nose off to spite your face, it's not going to be a pretty picture. So, what are the implications of leaving the ECHR? So, Nigel Farage wants to withdraw from the European Convention on Human Rights to make deportations and immigration enforcement easier. Now, he says that because there are laws to protect those unfairly deported or those unfairly detained. So, it's not only going to impact immigrants by taking away their human rights, it is also going to impact British citizens. So it's a very dangerous move. What does the ECHR do? Well, it guarantees fundamental rights. The ECHR sets out a list of basic human rights that every person in the UK has. Now, we kind of think it's the UK giving us human rights or giving us our basic rights. We somehow believe that we are exercising our rights because the UK allows us to, but it's not. It's an outside organisation, the ECHR, that forces the UK and other countries to allow us to exercise human rights. And even then, it's often breached. It's breached when they use the CCTV cameras or the facial recognition cameras, and it's justified in some way or another, but it is still a form of protection that we have if we ever need to use it or can afford to get solicitors to help us. So, what the ECHR, these are the list of human rights that they guarantee us as British citizens and non-citizens. Right to life, right to a fair trial, right to privacy and family life, well, that's gone out of the window. Freedom of expression and religion, that's out of the window a lot of the time, because a lot of the time you can't express freely. It's monitored. We live in a very fragile society, so it's very, very difficult to express totally freely. And that's for our protection and the protection of others a lot of the time. So protection from torture or degrading treatment, protection from discrimination. These rights apply to everyone in the UK regardless of nationality, and the UK public bodies must respect them. So what Nigel Farage wants to apply to foreigners will also apply to British citizens. Is that what you want? Do you want those rights taken away if he withdraws from the ECHR? Is that what you are expecting to happen? Or you're aware that will happen? So, the ECHR provides a court above the UK government, and that's what I meant with, the laws that we are enjoying are outside the UK government. UK government might want to take the credit, but you have to give credit where credit's due, and you have to be careful when you're withdrawing from these organisations exactly what you're doing. Know exactly what you're doing. So, example of protections. If a person feels the UK government violated their rights and the UK courts cannot resolve it, they can take their case to the European Court of Human Rights in Strasbourg. Sounds very, very far-fetched, but the possibility is there. Holding the UK accountable if prisons mistreat inmates. Well, we know that happens. We saw it on Panorama. But what is being done about it? What I'm telling you is just what is out there, not whether or not it's being exercised or whether or not it's being breached. They also ensure terrorism suspects are not tortured or extradited to countries where they may face torture. They protect families from unjust government interference. And maybe this is what Farage is worried about. But is it worth losing your basic human rights for the sake of 16% of the whole of the UK population being born outside the UK? Like I said, it sounds a bit like cutting off your nose to spite your face. And ensuring freedom of the press and protest. There is a small section that provides protections for minorities and vulnerable groups. And I think this might also be an aspect that Nigel Farage is focusing on without sharing the whole picture. Even when unpopular, the ECHR ensures fair treatment of prisoners, protection for victims of domestic abuse, rights for people with disabilities, safeguards against unlawful surveillance, protection from unjust deportation. This prevents governments from abusing power against individuals who have little political influence, and while we might say, what has that got to do with us? It does impact how laws are crafted and legislation is built. And it is these same legislations which prevent unfairness if you're skillful enough or can afford a lawyer that will protect you or a member of your family. What does this mean for British citizens, the ECHR? The government cannot override your basic rights with a simple vote. You have legal tools to challenge abuse of power. There is an independent international court you can appeal to if necessary. It is a safeguard that keeps the UK government within agreed human rights standards. And that's another aspect that Nigel Farage seems to be focusing on. There's also a proposal for a Department of Immigration to centralise, strengthen government control over immigration. This is what Nigel Farage is claiming he's going to set up, but we already have one. The UKVI, which is the UK Visas and Immigration Department, that's an agency within the Home Office. Is Nigel Farage trying to tell us that he can do a better job than the current department? We need to be careful because he has misled us in the past. He can mislead us now. And we felt the impact of Brexit. This will be worse if he gets in for the sake of 16% of the UK population. Are people willing to sacrifice what's left of the quality of their lives, what's left of what little dignity they have, if we withdraw from ECHR? You need to do your homework, peeps. Just don't believe what Nigel Farage is saying, because he is bending ethical rules, or he appears to be. He's proposing penalising businesses that hire foreign workers via an additional payroll tax or higher national insurance for employing them. That's already in place. And, he seems to be reframing what's already existing. There is nothing in what Nigel Farage is saying that is not already in place. But like I said in another video, you only have so much power as an individual and as an organisation and as a group and as a country. We are a part of a whole. And you cannot just think you can tell people that you can do A, B, C, D, and E when you know damn well there are laws in place, there is commitments in place, there is legislation in place that protects certain individuals. So regardless of what you say to get in, you have to be honest with the people. You have to be fair. You have to say, look, this is what I would like to see. I would like to see zero immigration. This is how I propose to do it. These are the challenges I know I'm going to have to face in order, but this is what I'm going to do or try to do to overcome these challenges. And let people know, is there a way to get out of the UNHCR convention that the UK signed? Let us know and be honest, have integrity. But He wouldn't be a politician.